Alright, today we're going to use something which I had long since deemed as unhelpful and tedious, Devour Hope. After lots of practice, I think it's a really powerful perk to run on Ghosty, and I think Ghosty is arguably one of the best killers to use the perk on. I'm using Undying right now, but I've played many games with just Devour and no Undying, and I've gotten to 5 stacks pretty often, unless my RNG was really bad. So to use the perk effectively, you need to aim for preventing players from even seeing the totem to begin with. So you should head straight to the totem, stealthily of course, and proxy the totem area while keeping note of survivor locations at all times. If there are people near the totem, you can stalk and down them accordingly, but once you're certain that there's no one nearby, you can expand your reach a bit and go for opportunistic downs. That is, only go for people you're certain you will down, and then once you hook them, go back to proxy your totem area. And don't make it so obvious that you're guarding a totem there, or else they're probably going to go and cleanse it. Your goal is to get to 3 stacks, at which point you'll still proxy the totem a bit, but the game will be a lot easier from there. Still, don't try to go down someone that's super far away, or else you won't have time to defend the totem if someone comes to cleanse it. Your biggest danger is people actually finding the totem, even if they don't cleanse it right away. Once they find it, they'll do your best to harass you and pin you to that location, so you'll be unable to leave. And you can try to stalk them and down them, but it'll be super awkward, and I don't really like playing like that anyway. So your goal is to head to the totem right away at the beginning of the match, then proxy the area and stalk and down players before they get too close to the totem so that they don't know that there's a hex in the area. It doesn't have as much depth as my normal non-Devour strategy, but it requires a similar amount of skills, as it depends on your ability to predict where survivors will be at all times with the limited amount of tracking perks. I'm starting to really enjoy Rancor, as it gives you precise, uncounterable informations of everyone's location, but with Devour, you can use Barbecue, as it'll give you consistent information for at least a few survivors. Another really good feature of the perk is that you won't need to crutch on it if lots of people are coming to rush your totem. What you can do is go around as usual, trying to get plenty of 99s as they try to harass your totem, and you can sacrifice your totem in exchange for getting most people 99 and downing someone, and then doing a bait and playing normally from there. And you'll end up winning anyway after you force someone to second stage on the hook. Because now that you 99'd everyone, you can interrupt any rescuer, and no one can come save the person reasonably. With that being said, let's see how it plays out in an actual game. So this match I did not use Undying. This was when I was still using just Devour and seeing how I could do with just the perk. So she's not actually in danger of cleansing my totem, so I don't have to down her right away. I could keep Corrupt up for a little longer. It was unlucky that he saw me there. I should have gone around to through the jungle gym, but he did have sprint burst, so that would have made it difficult anyway. Luckily, he takes the wrong side of the loop. You don't really have to worry about discordance or going to discordance gens when you have Devour. Just be patient and see where they're gonna head next, and pay attention to the remaining survivors. Rancor was helpful in showing me Nia's location. Though you want to be using Rancor more for predicting where the survivors could possibly go after they repair their gens, as well as seeing where rescuers might be coming from. I don't really use it for the Mori, I actually use it for the tracking, because the tracking can't be countered by anything. Again, you can still be patient and not rush to the Discordance gen. You still have time, especially with the generator repair time increases. So far, I know only these two are on this gen, and someone was near the main building as they did that gen, and someone else might be doing the gen where we first downed Steve, so no one's gonna cleanse my totem right now. And I can safely leave the totem to down and hook Steve like I just did. They just did Steve's original gen, and I see that people are still back there. I'm going around here so I can actually be a little stealthy, even though I know no one's going to cleanse the totem. They're getting a little closer, but I think they're going to stay in that maze tile to heal up. A good thing about Devour is that you don't really have to worry about gens as long as you actually go for the downs and play your cards right. So after hooking Nia, I probably should go back to defend the totem. Once you reveal that you have Devour, you can't stay in the area for that long. You actually have to go check on your totem. And sure enough, Michaela's in the area. I don't know if she already saw me. No, I don't think she did, but I should have been a little more patient. But you can see how if someone finds your totem pretty early on, and even if they don't cleanse it, they can be a huge problem and force you to play a little awkwardly. Unless, of course, your totem's in a really good spot. You know what would be super thematic? I should have brought the other survivors towards Steve and moried them all in front of him. That would be very Ghostface-esque, but it doesn't matter. Everyone just happened to be in the area, but even if they weren't, you can down them one at a time and mori them on the spot. As long as they're not too far from your totem. Though, even if you get one mori, the game is in your favor because I said that you can win most games when there's only 3 survivors remaining, and Ghosty is one of the best killers in those kinds of situations. it was quite a slaughter at the end there, but I hope you can see how making survivors unaware of your totem in or throughout the game can result in really high payoffs towards the end, even if you do lose a lot of gems. This time I'm running Devour and Undying, so when you run both, you can pick a more favorable totem to defend and neglect the other one. It might sound like a waste of a brick slot, but the extremely high payoff makes it worth it, and having just Devour can be risky sometimes. It's risky right now even. The survivors are in the spawn locations that could compromise the totems, but I think I can get downs quickly enough here. The changes to the weapon cooldowns also allows you to mark multiple players at once, I've noticed, though they both had sprint burst, and I can no longer go for the other meg. But yeah, remember that. Don't be afraid to go for multiple people now if there aren't pallets directly next to them. Proper leaning will ensure that he doesn't see me. That was kind of awkward. I maybe could have gone around the other side instead of chasing him towards these this set of loops. So no one is about to cleanse any of my totems, so I can safely hook him and continue downing other people far away. Another helpful thing about Rancor is that on Ghosty, you are undetectable and the Obsession won't see your aura, so they might not even get an indication that you actually have the perk. So it's a lot harder to play around. Jonah's probably going to touch that gen again. I don't care about the discordance on the other side of the map. I can still get more downs here. Yeah, that was a mistake. I already had 3 stacks. I like stalking even when I can one-shot them, but that was not a good place to stalk from. So now that they're aware of Devour, and luckily both totems are still up, but I'll still have to stay on this side of the map to contest them, or defend them rather. the speed boost actually helping me here. Oh, that was close. That speed boost was really helpful. The only reason I'm hooking her this far away is that I still have both totems active, but say if this totem had already been cleansed, I wouldn't want to hook Meg this far away because that totem that totem had plenty of time to have been cleansed. If these survivors were a little better, they would have delayed the unhooking, though I would have just played around that by staying closer to the hook and downing anyone who tries to go save. Or I could have just gone to get the other person. Actually, no, maybe not. Never mind. I know I could get her, like, without having to stock, but that's how you stock that gen, for anyone who doesn't know. You have to lean, because if you try to stock normally, they're gonna see you. Someone's definitely over there, though I think they must have seen me. Or they probably can guess that I'm defending the totem area. So one thing that high level survivors can do is assign one person to keep an eye on the totem area to make sure you don't leave it and have the other do the gens, but you need to learn how to play around that by actually being stealthy and not letting them see you to begin with. And while I said that, he actually got the totem. It doesn't matter though, I can still just down literally anyone and win by getting the next person. So why I think Ghosty is one of the best Devour users, if not the actual best, is that he can get the downs pretty much the fastest out of any killer, and once you get the game knowledge of where survivors will be, whether you use your perks or just your intuition, you can prevent people from harassing you at the totem and get stacks pretty quickly. Though at the end of the day, this is just another ghosty build. I'm starting to branch out my builds since they changed the perks that I used before the patch. Though I'll make similar videos for things like Put Their Food, which I also think is another really good perk. And after that, I'll probably make a new perk tier list of what you want to be running post-patch. I'll actually try to do all that within a reasonable time frame, though I'm having too much fun with Devour. It's gonna be sad to stop using it. Oh well. All in the name of science. I didn't really care about chasing Jonah there. I'd rather give him the chance of getting Hatch in exchange for stalking him properly. So I hope you actually learned how to use Devour on Ghostby and see its value compared to just running my normal build. Seems like there are 3 sprint bursts. 2 prove thyself, that would have been a painful match. Well anyway, good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.